So, we're good? I guess we're good. All right. Friends, fans, followers, leaders, and true believers. I am here with
Mike
and
Nako.
fuck yeah. Two bad motherfuckers that thought they'd come down here and hang out with me. Bar Podcast and security. So
I got my security guys right here.
that was my favorite thing. I text you because if you guys that's listening now haven't checked out the Bar Podcast, it's fucking awesome. I had a blast when you guys were here, and also going to your house and doing it there and eating tacos. And somebody decided they weren't going to show up that day, but we won't mention any names.
Rain check. Rain check.
And sitting with all you guys, it's fun. And the thing is, it's a conversation tug of war. So and then that's your guys' podcast. So what I'd like to do is get each one of you guys individually, like probably once a month or something like that. And because you guys are great, got great stories and stuff like that. And it's just, but the conversation with everybody together, oh my God, it's fucking fun because you have it's like when
that's
people,
like a battle royale.
It is. It's
Old
like
school.
When kids play with a fucking Ouija board and you're like, you're trying to pull it over like your mom sucks dicks, so,
I'm trying to spell tits, bro.
Yeah,
You
right.
won't let me, bro.
No, why does it keep going to cocks? No, it's not. It's just drawing one on there. It's not.
Dude, it's like having the whole Wu-Tang Clan on stage,
Oh
bro.
shit, no doubt, man. Oh man, putting Staten on the map. Wu-Tang. All right, fuck yeah, man. So, you were you've been doing your podcast for a while. You're also a Marine.
Yes, sir.
And so let's. What would you want to hit on? Let's fucking talk about the podcast
Your
first.
show, bro. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh
Bro.
no, totally cool. Let's talk about the podcast first. Like, what got you into doing that one?
Well, there's some podcasts out there that are for veterans. And
Right.
There's some big ones, and I don't know. We were talking with Alex, the other host, and we were on the way down. We took a road trip to Vegas to see the Misfits, and we were listening to some podcasts, and we're like, you know what? It's funny how there's a lot of fans for these podcasts. I'm not gonna name them, but it seems like they're only in Texas, Florida,
Right.
South Carolina, North Carolina, and there's a lot of veterans out here in California. And look, that's how we met, how we met you, right?
It was really weird because we both did the Vet TV people,
Yes.
and then Danny O'Malley was on your show and then came up here and did this
that
one.
same day, yeah.
And it was just and then it was crazy too and cool because he's like, hey, I'm on this podcast, which I think it's awesome because it's like you don't watch the same TV show.
Right.
You watch several TV shows. And that's the same thing with listening to things on the radio or on the internet or all that bullshit. So you listen to people like Jacko's podcast or, he was one of your guests or, the Vet TV guys or this one and then you guys. And I think it's really cool to cross-pollinate these podcasts, because I think what I loved is when the whole podcasting thing hit hard, it was like Rogan was, part of the forefront. And then it was like Adam Carolla just went from terrestrial radio to podcasting and he'd have different guests on. And then, you had Rogan, but with Rogan, you also had Ari Shaffir and then a bunch of other people. And Mark Maron was doing his thing. So that's what's cool because we're kind of trying to do that with veterans.
Right.
And then, because a lot of people don't fucking get it. When we leave, we check out. You think you're forgotten sometimes, but you're not.
And it feels like that, man, because a lot of people out there just look at it as damaged goods.
Yeah.
And, and some of us do go into, let's say, police force, firefighting, continue serving, and they kind of fade out there. They want to continue serving, but they fade out. But it's only a handful of people who could actually, get into those ranks.
Right.
And right now there's a lot of veterans out there saying, you know what, it's not about picking up a weapon, or it's no longer about, it sounds bad, but it's no longer about protecting. It's about, sometimes even getting my story out there.
Yeah.
I'm going into acting. I'm going into radio. I'm going into movies. And they want to get their story across in many different ways.
Not just our story, but the ones, because I don't want people like Eric not to ever be forgotten.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have gone and you just lost a homie not too long ago, man. I'm sorry about that. And then Mike Beaver or somebody, and I loved his name. I used to, but people like that, you never want to be forgotten.
Well, that's what I meant by our story. Everybody has a story, not, and I'm not just saying my story,
right?
But what I went through, what happened to me, and yes, within my storytelling, I want to name the people who never came back home, and a lot of people are trying to do that, and it seems like I think some people are not taking us seriously as veterans, or maybe it's going to take a while for us just to explode and just infiltrate a lot of industries, acting, radios, producing, like Donnie O'Malley. Look what he's doing.
Fucking yeah, he's got his own Netflix, but for veterans. It's badass.
Thank
dude.
you. Yeah, and his dream was having a compound like Happy Gilmore. He said that he read a story with Adam Sandler, said he was gonna build a whole production. He's gonna buy acres of land and have his family and friends work for him in that compound, and Donnie O'Malley's making it happen.
Yeah, it's badass, dude. And we had the luxury to have him hang out with us too, man. You're from California originally, then?
I'm from Los Angeles, California, born and raised in downtown LA.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking South Central area.
South Central area.
Well, I was tacos in Compton.
There you go, man.
We just drove through his old hood getting here.
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Rampart,
man. It's just.
If you what was that movie? Training Day.
Yeah, Training Day.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my backyard growing up, and just it was crazy growing up there. Just school wasn't for me. Had no trade.
Right.
Just grew up in a very fucked up neighborhood, and ever since I was a kid, I was like, I got to get out of here, and joining the Marine Corps was my thing. And actually, it wasn't a choice. It wasn't go to court. You're gonna go to jail. It was just something that ever since I was a kid, I said, fuck, I'm gonna join the Marine Corps, man.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to serve. It was a calling, and I did it.
One of the things I noticed as serving alongside with you guys as a CB, also as a Navy recruiter, I did that for 3 years in Ohio from 02 to 05, and I'd poach in Michigan every once in a while. Sorry, Michigan. But, is that when somebody's mindset on the Marine Corps, they ain't fucking deviating, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things, too. It's just like a passive thing to say, well, like, oh, you really think about doing that? Hey, why don't you weigh out your options? And, but with the exception of one thing, though, like medical. Because like you don't have that, and it's like because you got us, So like and I could always talk to a lot of people about CBs or corpsmen, and then that was pretty cool, man. So like, what year did you go in?
I went in 97.
Nice. Okay, cool. So it was a year after me, man. I went in 96.
No shit.
Good shit. So yeah, and then and the funny thing is too is back then, did you feel like we'd ever go to a war?
Nope. It was kind of boring, man.
Right.
Yeah, we just it was still within the 90s. Well, Desert Storm was 92. We were in Mogadishu.
Yeah.
And all that. So yeah, there was I was like, there's nothing's gonna happen in a long time, man. We're policing everywhere.
Yeah, that's it. And then like SEAL teams were doing like they were doing a lot of like anti-pirate type shit, and then they're kicking in windows of ships, and then like there's some pretty cool stuff. I learned a lot when I was in Puerto Rico, and this is 1998. Because next door we had a fence line, and that's where the team guys and like all the special people were over there and would steal their shit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You thought that we're gonna be safe, man. We were policing everywhere, man. We were policing everywhere. Bill Clinton was taking care of shit in Somalia, Bosnia,
Kosovo.
Right?
Yeah, Kosovo.
Yeah,
because that was
brutal.
Yeah, like a lot of I think Battalion 3 and 40 were like our guys were over there a lot, and that was the closest thing, And then remember like the Punisher. I love the Punisher comic books, and they rewrote them, because like you have to develop the character like every couple of years. They rewrite the backstory, and then one of the other back mission was how he was a Kosovo veteran instead of a Vietnam veteran.
And there was even one iteration when he was either an ex or a retired NYPD cop.
Oh
what?
Shit!
Yeah, there was
no
shit.
That's how I got hooked into
it.
It.
Well, yeah. Well, because I think he was a Marine, and then he became a cop, and then
right.
And then I think that's the War Journal one, and then like it's pretty fucking crazy, man.
And you right there, you said everybody thinks that after service you have to be a cop.
Oh yeah, it's weird, or a prison guard or something.
And that's why I love what we're doing. Like and that's exactly what my podcast is about. Alex and I talked about like, hey man, we're both Alex is a black belt. He's an instructor at Gracie University over in Torrance, and I'm a practitioner. And we were just like, what, we should use jiu-jitsu and our experience as veterans to try to reach out to veterans, get them into going on the mat, some type of therapy. So that's what we're kind of working on right now. We're trying to start something like probably like a nonprofit and getting vets on the mat. Go to different schools or even parks or even VFWs.
Right.
Get have like every 2 Saturdays a month and get vets on the mat. We got to get you on the mat, man.
I was going to remember, and then you text me and you're like, "Oh, we're not doing it." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "What the fuck?"
It was crazy. Schedules.
But yeah, dude, like I seriously don't mind getting my ass beat.
It's not even about getting your.
Trust
ass
me,
beat.
that my mouth has gotten me in a lot of ass beatings over the years.
You're cool, man. You'll be cool. It's your body, bro. That's gonna be hurt, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I'm not gonna do any spoilers for Endgame. but I can say I have Thor's body, and that's all I will say. But yeah, like
somebody's gonna kick your ass, man.
nah, they will. No. If I start listening off some other things, I won't go there. It was a good movie, by the way. But no, that's one thing too. I really miss like, and you can't do it as a civilian that you can just like talk shit and then get into little scraps and then wrestle, and you don't have line training and stuff like that, and which is cool because one thing that I know from like the McMap type stuff, because I never really did the traditional jiu-jitsu or traditional martial art, but what I did always like was the respect factor. Like when you're going into it and you're tapping, you're like, fuck it. And then it's like, okay, cool, man. Or just a regular, fist fight when you're talking shit to another, third class or whatever, or Lance Corporal or whatever it is. And you scrap. Man. And then 3-4 days later, it's like, what's up, dog? And you're cool. And it becomes like one of the best friends you had because this motherfucker's going to stick up for yourself. Yeah. That's why he brought him.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I think it's just always good to just learn a skill. And in the meantime, it could save your life, and then 2, it's good for your body, and for your mind. Yeah. So I mean, everyone forgets about that. The brain's a muscle too, and once you get out from whatever service that you're in, and unless you have that stimulation aside from your 9 to 5, it's really important to keep that focus of picking up a new skill and moving forward. Which a lot of people in their 30s, 40s, they get tied up with family life, and they kind of they get sidetracked and forget about that part where you got to keep advancing. So it's a great thing that checks off a lot of boxes that are good for you. And, who doesn't want to kick ass and be secure if something goes down and, enhancing themselves and feeling good at the same time.
That whole mindset, knowing that, hey, you can take care of yourself. But at the same time, the discipline that goes behind that, too.
And it's going back to basics, man. Like, for me, it was hard. I'm not going to lie. It's like, it was hard getting back to some type of routine.
Yeah.
Especially with my leg. Like, last week, I was actually for my 40th birthday, bro. That weekend, I was at the VA hospital. Like my body's just.
The one on Wilshire?
No, fucking Long Beach, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was just horrible. I was like, damn, man, and just body's taking a toll, man. You know how it goes, man. Your body feels like you're 60. All that stuff we went through, but jiu-jitsu keeps you moving, and just like yoga, it builds up the brain and it builds up your body. And that's one thing I think a lot of veterans should get into, some type, like Nako said, some type of skill set, man. We're done, and that's sometimes we drown ourselves or we put ourselves in a dark corner. Like, shit, what am I gonna do now?
Right, and a lot of it too is just like go down either the pigeonhole of a skill set that this is all we know, or this is what everybody thinks this is all we know. So that's what you kind of go down that tunnel, or. You have that, or it's the drugs and alcohol. And I'm not saying don't do drugs or alcohol. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm not saying don't smoke a joint, dude. I'm not going to say don't drink liquor. I'm just going to say don't use that as your fucking coping mechanism, because that just leads you to a deeper, darker problem, because that's another thing too, is we're so used to medicating our problems and not telling everybody else that we have them. Because, we're fucking athletes, dude. We're warriors, and that's that. And it's hard to say, hey, bro, I need some help. Yeah. A lot of times, it's like when you're putting the ribbons on your uniform, some people can be like, yo, dog, am I good?
Yeah.
Other people are like in the mirror forever trying to figure out their own shit. It's a good leadership tool to do that in classes, But, yeah, man. So it's good you didn't fucking go down that dark alley.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody does, bro, at one point, and it's up to your surroundings or who you surround yourself with. That's gonna get you out of there, because some people just they lose it, but I mean lose it is that they take their own lives because they think that I have nowhere to turn.
Right.
I got nowhere to go. I have no support system. Even though people are calling you, texting you, come over here, let's talk. Just bullshit. Some people just don't want to because they're scared that. That's gonna make them look weak.
Yeah, and it goes in that whole mindset.
Make me look weak, man.
Of like,
even cops go through that. I mean, you hear that in the news or you read about it, and even with domestic violence, I know a lot of veterans that got tagged for domestic violence, and it's like, dude, come and talk to somebody, man. All that stuff that we went through, it's not normal. Even just like cops out there, all the shit they see every day, it's not normal, and we take an oath to protect and serve. But at the same time, it seems like nobody's out there to protect and serve us. Like, we need help. Like, sometimes transitioning out is hard. It's very hard.
But and also being like you don't ever want to be labeled a sick bay commando, and that's and that's where we come into that whole like, no, coach, I'm good. I can play the game. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still find myself 3-4 days in my house, like I haven't gone anywhere further than maybe a store because I needed something, and it was shitty fast food. Look at me, man, I'm fucking fat, and that's it. And I'm just like, the whole world hates me for no fucking reason, and I know it doesn't when you think about it, but it's just that, and you feel useless, and
you know what's funny, because right now that you said that, I'm being serious, like right now I just felt like, wow, man, you just said something that I've been doing for a long time. And right now it just made me feel like, wow, okay, it's not just me.
That's the whole, exactly. That's where I love doing this.
I
because
do that a lot, bro. I don't like going out much.
Yeah.
I still don't.
Do you ever feel like you're bothering people when you text them, like, hey, what's going on?
Sometimes. But I'm always, like, me and this guy always texting, or even like, he knows I text him at 6 a.m. when I'm at work.
Well, that's cool.
But sometimes it's just like, because you're alone and you're just like, hey, what's up, fool? Hey, just what's going on. And sometimes you need to reach out to somebody that's not another vet.
Yeah.
And there's no disrespect to, like, my boy Alex, because him and I are always texting. But sometimes I think when you're getting yourself with just one vet, another vet, you're not going to talk about the pink elephant in the room, bro. Like,
right.
You're not. We're both going to avoid it. At least somebody will be like, hey, bro, you okay? Hey, bro, how about we just go chill and have a cigar instead of drinking? Like, somebody else will...
Well, we'll turn into like, don't be a pussy, dude. Let's fucking do this. And it's like, it's like, It's
well, just when you're in a vacuum and you don't have that outside perspective. So when someone comes from the outside and notices those little things that aren't quite so normal that you forget about when you're in that circle, and someone could put you in check. Hey, man,
It's like when you friend somebody on Facebook that doesn't believe the same politics as you.
Yeah.
Because you have those people like, if you don't believe in whatever, you're not my friend anymore. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the vacuum you're gonna live in, dude. Okay, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but he's right. It's
true.
Sometimes to have somebody with an outside perspective to hey, bro, tap you on the shoulder. Hey, this is wrong, or you know what, you should do this, or it might sound like somebody is trying to be a parent, but we lived a life that every day somebody told us what to do, where to go,
right?
Even where to eat chow, same uniform. And people don't get it. It just seems like, oh, it was only 4 years of your life. But it was a big impact, man. It was a big impact. And I could imagine
that's
somebody like you 20 years,
Well, here's the thing, too, is when those people say it's only 4 years of your life, well, talk to them about their high school. How many people, at fucking 35, 40 years old, 50, 60, and they're still talking about 3 fucking football or fucking touchdowns
Uncle Rico, Al Bundy, man.
Polk High, fucking, the touchdowns and shit. It's like, bro, that was in 90, whatever the fuck, or 2004, whatever. And it's those like 4 years. But most of them, it was pretty much my entire adult life. But I'm just fortunate, like, there was another outlet, like for you, it's jujitsu. For me, it's stand-up comedy, and then like, there's something else out there where I didn't have to, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I have something else I can teeter-totter on, versus,
and it's kind of an extension of the brotherhood of
exactly
where there's a reason why we gravitated toward these professions. And I know comedians, you guys are a pretty tight group, and you kind of help each other. It seems like, instead of stomping on each other, in other industries.
But we stomp on, exactly. Yes. But we stomp on each other like we would in the military.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
big brother, is that a new tattoo? Like that kind of shit. Go ahead, you can hit me back, man. But you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Like,
squabbling in the
you
squad
just keep fucking each other.
Yeah. Okay, at the end, right, bro? Love you, bro.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna go get chow. You want something?
Yeah, exactly. Right after you just called him a fucking cunt for like 2 hours, you fucking piece of shit. I banged your mom. I'm just kidding, bro.
How was she?
No, but it's something that we gravitate to, and like I said, the podcast, that's the Armbar podcast. That's what we do, and we're helping just promote any veteran out there. We have this one guy. He owns Lewis Butcher Shop in Downey.
Okay,
and we've been. He's one of our sponsors now, and we've been helping him get the name out there. Just like Bastards Canteen in Downey.
Yeah, I see you guys post a lot of stuff about that place. That's
it's
that was where your birthday was. I was here at the Comedy Store. I couldn't fucking get out, dude. And by the time I left here, it was almost bar closing time. It was like, and that's why I was like, God, I felt like such a fucking asshole, man.
But just like all these veterans are coming out. Like I said, veterans are coming out with restaurants. They're coming out with butcher shops. And it's just not going into law enforcement or what the typical stereotype.
Well, it's kind of like World War II in a bit when they had the draft back then.
Yeah.
And after World War II, I mean, there was so many entrepreneurs, people opening up business. I mean, it was wide open then. And I kind of see that as an outsider, it's kind of like a resurgence. I mean, it's not just like you said, the usual avenues of years past, but
and then same mentality too.
Everything.
Because that's why like motorcycle motorcycle clubs started.
Watch out.
Yeah. Motorcycle clubs started because they didn't. A lot of those guys, they just got done.
Yeah.
They're platoon commanders, they're fucking chiefs and shit, and they get out and it's just like, oh, you don't have any work history, you don't have any experience. So their clubs, they start clubs and stuff, and that's they got the camaraderie. It's a big part of that.
Well, we're all tribal. I mean, when you go down to the roots of man, I mean, you're picking a different tribe. So when you come out of a tribe and then you go back to being a singular person, I mean,
you want to create a tribe.
Of course you're going to have that negative output of people that aren't re-engaging in something.
I just wonder what people with tribal tattoos are. But yeah, it's true. We have that mentality where we got to that's what we're doing. And then another thing, Tunako, you what do you do? Let's talk about you really quick, because I know you're like, I'm just security, don't fuck with me. But I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're fucking my homie, dude.
No, yeah, great to meet you. That's the cool thing about this. Joining the jiu-jitsu thing, it's another community that opens you up to a whole new world. So met him, and then all these other guys, and then that leads me to you. So it's a real positive thing. But I'm a detective supervisor in Los Angeles.
Fuck yeah,
police department out here. So the great thing about my job is we get to interact with so many people from the top of the spectrum all the way down, and through the years, meeting Jonesy and, who you work for at KLOS over there. And
got the T-shirt.
I saw that.
You never know who you're going to come in contact with and where it's going to lead you. So it's...
Yeah, I thought it was really cool because, we were doing the podcast last time. That's horrible. It's a good podcast, but the sound quality is garbage. But anyways, I'm not going to go down that road. But yeah, and that was cool because I mentioned Jonesy. Like, next thing you know, later on, Jonesy's like, for those that don't know, it's Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols. Jonesy's like, hey, so not go day, and then and it was funny too because he was talking about did you talk to him about his house getting almost getting broken in? What did he say to you?
We're just seeking advice and trying to gauge the temperature of what he should do, and
shoot him in the face or in the back or what?
Shoot him in the back now.
I told him, look, man, you got my number, Jonesy. I'll fucking come up, man. He doesn't, I'm not gonna say where he lives, but I was like, you got my number, man. I'll fucking. It's coming in. It's like a Doji cat. He wasn't. I don't know why I did fucking Ozzy Osbourne instead of Jonesy right there.
Wait a minute, who was that?
He's the next door neighbor. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes you just need that reassurance from someone, even if you're on the right track of, hey, I was thinking about this, and it's just good to have people from outside your usual. Again, it goes back to you have your circle, but then the people that are outside your circle, like Jonesy, and you're like, hey, I was thinking about this and that, and you get a perspective you haven't even thought of that's in a blind spot. So it's good to get outside your comfort zone and interact with people that don't look like you. Or sound like you, like Jonesy.
Jonesy's the best.
Oh,
man.
Such a good soul.
So do you do detective work right now for just for LA, or do you do private detective shit?
No, I'm busy enough at the regular job. I run a fugitive apprehension unit, so
nice.
We run throughout the whole of LA and Southern California chasing fugitives down. So
hell yeah! So this is how 21 Jump Street started.
We're gonna be out of this basement.
Oh
right here,
shit!
Yeah,
this is the church. It was gonna be like 21 Jump Church or some shit. Was what it was called. But fuck yeah, man! All right, Chapel 21 Chapel, 21 Jump Chapel or something.
Yeah, did I tell you the last time I was here when in my rookie year when I first came out here in '96 when I ran across Sandler and what's his face, Paulie Shore.
Dude.
Did I tell you about that one?
No, dude.
When did you tell that story? You didn't.
Okay.
No, dude, you never told the story. Where'd you see me, bro? Where was I?
The wheeze? Remote Control. I was telling my girlfriend today. I'm like, you never seen Remote Control on MTV? I mean,
like Colin Quinn.
Yeah,
I love Colin Quinn's like one of my favorite fucking comics, dude.
So underrated.
Yeah. Oh,
he never comes out here and doesn't.
No, he's an East Coast guy. And then one thing he did on the fucking
Brooklyn. Yeah.
No, well, yeah, he's a New York comic, man. But that show he did
Tough Crowd.
Tough Crowd was fucking amazing. And there's also another one. He did a special where he's just breaking down the Constitution.
That was genius.
Oh my God, everything was just so good. And the cool thing was, he was smart. He played both sides so fucking well. So every time he went to the left, he went over to the right, and he was just like back and forth. But yeah, Colin Quinn's fucking such a good. Underrated. He's such a good comic. It makes me write harder thinking about him. And Ian Edwards is another one that I love that a lot of people don't know or love like they should. But yeah, man. So
yeah, we got some call here in Hollywood off Hollywood and like Whitley or something over there. Okay. And someone broke into. Supposedly the call came out. Someone burglars got trapped into a building. It happens sometimes. And so we roll up and we hit the back alley, and I hear someone, hey. So we there's like a little small window that you could hear from the back of the alley, and he's like, hey, we're trapped in here. I'm like, what's up, man? What happened? How'd you get back there? And then as I'm talking to him, I hear the voice. You know, Pauly Shore is very recognizable.
Dude,
but he
how'd
wasn't really
you not know it was me, bro?
But at 96, I don't know if he was, popping that at that time.
Oh,
or
well, no, because that was after. Because that was like after he was huge on MTV.
Right.
Yeah,
it was kind of like
he might have just had a lull. Before, I don't know what the
96, 97.
Encino Man came out or whatever. Or
yeah, because that was post. That. That was like after a lot of those good hits came out.
So I was, and he's like, I'm like, is this Pauly? He's like, yeah. You're like,
dude.
So I'm like, what's up? He's like, yeah, we went to walking down the boulevard. And went to take a piss with my buddy here.
Yeah.
And we got, they closed up. It was like under construction, some construction site. So they just dipped in to take a piss, and they closed up the shop.
Oh, shit.
While they're doing construction. So I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm in the rookie mode at the time. I have a veteran partner, and it's a sergeant that's there.
Yeah.
Old crusty sergeant. So when they pull these dudes out of the front, they don't know who pulled,
Right.
At the time, it was such a generation gap. A guy in his 50s, they don't know. And then Adam Sandler came rolling out. And
it'd be like,
remember him from
it'd be like
Control.
Somebody seeing Skrillex or something like that. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what
exactly. Some EDM band or whatever. Who? Like EDM.
Soldier Boy. Who the fuck is this guy?
So they come out. They're like, hey, they're like, Naco, cuff him up. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I know they're not burglars, but they didn't know.
Well, that's one thing too. A lot of people don't realize is you got to cuff everybody when you're a rookie. That's like when I was helping out Norfolk when I was in Virginia Beach, just helping out this homeless shelter, and one of the cops there, real nice dude. He's a real good buddy of my boy Sean, and there was a couple of the guys, the homeless people would come. I'd help out the shelter, and he'd come in and be like, "Yeah, we just send the rooks on him all the time." Because there's one that he's always public, just walking around drunk as shit. He's homeless, he's harmless, and he's homeless, but that's who they use. Oh, yeah. That's like the fish they throw back.
Torpedoes,
they're like, all right, cool, that's the fish we throw back in the water. That's the catch and release fish. Because he is breaking the law, but it's like, we can't. He's harmless.
Right.
But yeah, so that's where,
so they're like, cuff him up and all that. I'm like, so I know they're not burglars and all that. So
right.
So I got to go through the motions. I'm like, hey, dude, I got to cuff you up. I know you didn't break in, but hold on. Let me sort this out for you. So they're like, run him for warrants, and this, they don't know. I'm like, so I'm trying to be diplomatic. I'm like, hey, Sarge, these guys are comedians, but they look like dirtbags at the time.
Right? Yeah. Well, most comics do on their defense.
Right.
I'm one. I know.
They may or may not have been high at the time. I'm like, hey, they're comedians. I know who they are.
They were very high at the time. They're comics.
So I had to go through the paces. I'm like, hey, give me a couple minutes. They say, I know we'll cut you guys loose. And then,
did you run them or you pretend?
Yeah, I just sat there, to clean. We're good,
like
good. Waste of dispatcher's time and all that.
We see Pauly today. Ask him, bro. Hey, bro, remember that time?
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, because last time you guys were here, Pauly was here too, and then you guys got all like.
It was a bad time for him. So because I did tell you, I go tell him the story. You're like, it was a bad time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, yeah, that was because that was day. I think it was the day Brody Stevens passed away. It was the day of. And so everybody, it was really, really sad here that day.
Yeah, it was real somber here.
Oh man,
but that's a good story to tell him. Do you remember this?
He might.
Yeah, either that or you'll never be back here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Adam Sandler too. Was like,
no one.
Like, how did you guys not see Saturday Night Live? You know what I mean? Like, right, and it's 96, right?
At his peak, right? Or
well, yeah, because you had Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and like all those stuff was starting to come out around that time. And that's when.
Well, Naco
but we kind of forget like how homogenized everything is now.
Yeah.
And how accessible and what we're exposed to now.
Nowadays, you can just fucking pull up YouTube. Oh, okay.
Well, no, but I mean, yes and no, because back then, NBC, ABC, CBS, and whatever your Fox channel was usually that. And then you have like 30 to 50 other cable channels because, you know, this is an NBC guy. You know what I'm saying? You were going to see this guy on fucking...
Well, the guys Knocko's rolling with it probably just watch Matlock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. They fall asleep after Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, then I drink.
All right, we got to watch the last Andy and Mayberry, and then we're going to go to bed right after that.
Big time.
Oh, shit.
You get it, yeah.
So 96, you started doing law enforcement. 97. So you've been doing this for a long, like 20-something years then, man.
Yeah, longer. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, man, that's dope. You digging it still, or is it kind of like time to go?
No, I feel like I'm still progressing. I mean, you try to be just a lifelong student and just, you know, don't rest on my laurels and just keep on trying to learn. And I kind of had like two phases of my career. My first phase was just, you know, arresting everyone I could find, every gang member, every motorcycle, you know, whatever it was, every dirtbag I found, I'm taking them off the street. Now, second part of my career was the supervisory phase of giving back to the organization, training guys up, getting them out of jams, supervising. Wow. Bringing them up, mentoring, you know, developing guys, and so I took that track in my second half. So I find that almost more fulfilling than, you know, locking people up. So it's kind of like a rebirth and
no,
the
that's
career. So to keep it
so
fresh.
much like the military. You know what I mean? Because like, well, I mean, obviously not the arresting people unless you're master at arms, but you know, but the whole like get in the trenches doing and then passing on. You know, to sentry, passing on to the sentry who relieves me.
But you also were in another department before, right?
Yeah, I worked NYPD for a couple of years.
Yeah. So this guy's been around. No big deal, bro.
No big deal. Yeah. So even prior to 1996, you were fucking.
No, I left here in 2000.
Oh, okay.
And, like about 2004, then came back out to LAPD. So.
And then you came back here. It sounds like a comic. Yeah. I was like, yeah, man, I was in Brooklyn for a little bit. Like, fuck all that, man.
Right.
I couldn't get past the cellar. I came back, man. I come back to the Comedy Store where they still love me.
That's right. Is that Dean Del Rey story there?
Dude. Dean, I like Dean.
The parking spots are brutal in Brooklyn. I can't do it. I'm coming back over the hill.
I love this is what I love about comedy, and I love about military, and the parallel, and probably the same thing in law enforcement is like, I remember just randomly being in Kuwait and seeing Master Chief Marty Yingling, who I worked for when he was a regular chief, just randomly in some fucking weird place, or like walking down the street in New York, running into Dean Del Rey. That's what made me think. I'm only in New York for 4 fucking days at this point. And I'm like, oh, I'll swing through. And I'm like, I'm going by. Oh, dude, I'm at the stand. I'm like, oh, fuck yes. We'll swing by the stand and I'll hang out. And then, see if I get Stephen Bowles hooked me up with the fucking spots. I'm like, hell yeah. Yeah,
nice.
Years ago.
I got a comedy angle. You know Sue Costello?
Oh, I know that name.
She's in New York. Big Boston comedian.
I know it.
When I was in New York, I arrested her stalker.
And, good.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be like, I arrested her. I'm like, no. I don't know her. Woo.
See why I bring him around?
Prank caller.
But she was friends up in the Boston scene with a buddy of mine that started Dropkick Murphys.
Oh, shit,
so,
nice.
Yeah, so it's small. You know, we're in the punk rock community. Same thing with, you know, law enforcement, military, community. It's a small community, so people,
with Mike.
Yeah, they grew up in Dorchester there. So when she comes out here, it's funny how everyone's kind of interrelated. Yeah. Like I said, once you get out of your comfort zone and just don't stick to one thing, you know, get involved in the music scene or whatever, and then it leads to everything.
Yeah, and being in that comfort zone fucks you, man, so much. And that's like when you don't leave the house for like 3-4 days. Then when you do, you're like, I remember came here the other night. I didn't go anywhere. I did. So it's weird because it looks like I'm doing a lot of shit, so I am. And then like after I do that, then I stay home and I'm like, the world hates me for no fucking reason. Yeah. And then I fucking come to the store and I see everybody. I'm like, God damn it!
Why wasn't I here?
Why wasn't I here?
Why didn't I? And Drew Carey was here, who I'd love to have on the show because he's a Marine. Yeah. And like if I would have came here that night, I'd be like, hey Drew, you know we're both from like close to the same area. He would have been on. He would have been a guest on someday. So I need to still run into him. When I run into him, I'm pretty sure he'll be like, sure, you know. But he taught me some good lessons a long time ago. Anyways, fucking music, Dropkick Murphys. You guys got like a lot of cool shit going on, man. That's awesome. The Dropkick, they're coming through with Clutch, man.
Yeah, Clutch.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that online. Yeah.
You know, that's like
Palladium, right?
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
That'll be a good show.
Yeah, like if
he's a little fun fact for you. It ties back to the military. Jocko's unit. Task Unit Bruiser.
Yeah,
was named after the Bruisers.
Yeah.
Which was the singer now for Dropkicks.
Yeah.
That was his original band. So it's funny how
that is really fucking
there's
cool.
So many, there's so many strings that all link us together.
And wasn't Mike a Desert Storm vet?
Yeah.
No, Mike is a Desert Storm vet.
Oh,
Mike's a sergeant in the
Army.
Right?
And he's a firefighter, right?
Yeah, and a fireman.
And a fireman.
So you got the Dropkicks and the Bruisers angle tied into the SEAL teams and Army. I mean,
Task Force Bruiser. Yeah. Then, well, the thing is too is like small world, man. I was with NMCB40. We were the support for those guys. I lived at Fallujah, but every time I needed shit a welder, Jocko was stealing them. You know what I mean? Like
or procuring. That's the word. We wouldn't steal. Procured.
Fucking
acquired.
Skillfully acquires.
There you go. Skillfully acquired.
Be like, hey Obi, who we need? I'm like, all right, dude. Where's it to? Oh, they need the best. And that's that, man. Next thing you know, I got fucking Rivera's like they're pulling Rivera from me. God damn it, he's the one.
The best one.
Yeah, and he's out there welding for Jacko. So,
but yeah, it's the punk rock community has a big veteran influence, so it's good to see those guys giving back.
One of my favorite fucking stories. I have to have Andy, my boy Andy. He was the ops guy with them guys in Ramadi. He lived in Full Metal Jacket with those guys. Right? Yeah. And they're like, hey, man, we need an AC. He's like, why do you need an AC? He's like, well, dude, trust me. Ours went dead. He's like, well, we'll get you one tomorrow. And no, I need one right now. I was like, why is that? Because all our rounds are under our bunks. That's how we keep them up.
Done.
Done, right?
Another time, too, dude walks in like this, the gun in two pieces. Like, dude, what the fuck? Got hit by an RPG. Like, it was a dud. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, some of these stories, like, I loved it because, I needed shit. You know what I mean? Like, I need grinding wheels, welding rod, whatever it is, dude. Fucking, I would just find a convoy going somewhere, and I would just be hush-hush about it, because if I asked to go somewhere, it's like it's not going to happen. But if I just add it on to, like, you just put one add-on to whatever, chances are they'll might ask a question, but if you just bullshit them and they're like, oh, don't worry about it. You know, they're pretty chill, you know? And I'm a fucking white Irish kid from Ohio. I don't look like the fucking terrorist hiding on a convoy, you know. And I'd be in Ramadi one day and fucking come, get shit I needed and come right back, or to be in like Al Assad, or I loved it. I missed it. And I think a lot of it too is like we get that whole, you get that whole like, wow, we did all this. And because it's like when you sit in the front row in a movie, because it's just like you're so engulfed in everything. And then when you come here, it's like, oh, shit. It's like there's actually other things I need to do.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. You get that mindset of just, it's a one track. It's one track. And when you get out, you're like, holy shit.
So many options.
So many options. I need to do this, that. I actually have to take care of myself.
Life's like that restaurant where it has like, you've never been to before. After the military, you're sitting down, you're like, what's good?
I don't just get chicken.
Oh, you get that cheesecake factory menu.
I mean,
1,000 pages.
1,000 pages.
Garlic on this? Whoa. What the fuck?
Yup. It's a hard transition, but I'm glad to see you just doing a lot than what you were doing in the military. Like you said, you could be welding.
Yeah.
You could be doing just 9 to 5, but you're actually exploring out there, man.
Just trying to, man. I mean, well, the thing is too is like just trying to push it, and the same with you as well, because we're trying to have that positive message where it's like, look, guys and girls and people, like, fucking, it's not too late. Just find what the fuck you need to do, and then it's never too late to change it. Repurpose yourself.
It's never too late,
man.
It's never too late. I'm still trying to find. I mean, I think I found my purpose because I love what I do, even in just my civilian job and with the podcast. And the podcast is only like a year old, so I just turned 40 and I feel like I'm a kid again. Like, there's a lot of things I could do now that I felt like I couldn't do. And why? Just because I got out of a hole. Like you said, you just feel like you could just stay home and you don't see anything but your walls and TV. But once you go out there and actually come out of your comfort zone, there's like, even with this guy, we've gone to concerts. Like, just get out of your comfort zone and do something. Do something with a purpose. It feels good doing something with a purpose.
And taking a chance.
And taking
a
big
chance, thing.
Yeah.
So many people and just, that have that book within them. They're like, I got to get to it. It's like, or, I'd love to do a podcast. Like, why don't you?
That's, there's like, I had a couple sketch ideas once. And then, like, John Clark don't hang out here. He lives in Vegas now. He's a comic. And I was talking about it. He's like, why don't you do it? I'm like, and then like next thing you know, I'm like, oh fuck, I did it. And then like, wow. And it's like punk rock. We did a punk rock version of the Navy CB song. You know what I mean? And like, I always want to do that. I always want to do it. I'm like, why don't I just do it? So I fucking, the second you put that motivation into it, you know, that's one of the worst things. I don't know about fit reps. And do you guys have fit reps or evals? And you know, and one of the worst words. What do you think?
Potential.
Goddamn right. Fuck yeah, man. The potential to is the worst fucking word.
It's just a euphemism for you wasting your fucking time.
God damn it.
Get on it.
So fucking true.
Yeah.
And that's where it's just like that's where it's like, and I'm glad we're talking about this right now because I'm like, actually, as we're talking, I'm digging myself out of fucking rut just because that's all this shit. It's like, I should do it. I should do it. That's all the potential is. You know, everything's fucking potential energy until it actually
anybody
happens.
out there, look, there's only one person that invented the wheel, but so many people perfected it or redesigned it. There's a piece of pie for everybody out there just because there was already...
His name is Carlos Mencia. He's the only one who invented the wheel. Oh, wait, never mind. That's a joke. Oh, wait, go ahead.
But you know, hey, we were scared. It was like, fuck, there's so many podcasts out there. There's all these veterans companies out there. Nobody's going to listen to us. And shit, a year later, fuck, all of our guests have been amazing, man. Like, we never thought we would have Jocko. Shit, dude, you know, or Donnie O'Malley. It's like, you just got to get out there and do it, man. It's any veteran out there who thinks that, oh, well, I shouldn't design this shirt because it's you know, you feel like it's oversaturated. Do it, man. You never know. There's millions and millions and millions of people out here. It's going to hit somebody, and somebody's going to like it, and then somebody else is going to like it. Yeah. Somebody else is going to buy it. Whatever it is, just get up and do it, man. You know, you're not alone, even though as much as you feel like you're alone, you're not alone. And, you know, like I met you, dude. We text once in a while. You told me, hey, bro, whenever you feel like talking, let's go grab some coffee.
For real, man.
So it's just, and look, we were strangers.
I wish you didn't live so fucking far, South Central and shit. Like, for real, dude. I'm like, I want more tacos. Those are fucking
You got to bring your passport to get them by them.
No shit, man.
Strap.
Bring your passport and a strap, bro.
I mean, dude, I could fucking do better traffic on the 101 and get to Tijuana quicker at this point. You guys South Central.
Hey, this is my second time here, bro. So
all the way down Van Nuys Boulevard or whatever.
We left at fucking 5 o'clock, bro.
Oh, man. No, I appreciate you coming up, man. That's a fucking hell of a drive.
That was a hell of a drive, but it was worth it, bro.
When you say battling traffic, you're wearing flak jackets and fucking rifles and jumping on cars, samurai swords, cutting fucking engines off.
But think about that. Yeah, just an hour away is like a lifetime away for someone. Like, you know, you have in LA, you have a lot of friends that live all over the place, and you're like, hey, we should get together, and you think about, oh geez, it's a drive over the Van Nuys or whatever. But then once you do it, and you're like, oh shit, it's just an hour. That means I could spend an hour on the internet, you know, like that, just, you know.
Oh, you just fucking thumb your phone all day. You're just like scrolling.
Oh shit,
and then you could have been somewhere, you know,
So you build up this whole thing in your mind. It's like you could choose to either be your own worst enemy or you be your own best ally. So it's all in your mind.
Well, I love. Were you at Pendleton then? Or Lejeune? Okay, yeah. So that's like, for me, it's like I still got a lot of troops down in Coronado area, and then also up in Port Hueneme. So like a lot of times when I'm really, really, really down, I know, and I don't want to say I'm far from a celebrity, dude. Yeah. I'm not famous, but for the world I was in, I was a guest speaker for the Stevie Ball, which I'm very flattered and thankful for. But the cool thing is that put me in front of a lot of people, and it got me to push the podcast a little bit more. Yeah. And then I walk around. I just go up there and I walk around. People are like, oh man, I love what you had to say, or you know, you're that one guy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy. Can I get a sticker? And I'm like, here you go, you know. And then and so it feels good, and it feels like you're normal again.
You know, you don't have to be a big celebrity. I mean, and by that means like you don't have to be on TMZ and shit.
Nah.
As long as you touch somebody, bro, and they know who you are and they know what your message you're getting across. That's all that matters to me, man.
Exactly.
I'm not in it for the stardom. I'm not in it to get free shit. I'm just for me, it's just helping a veteran, man.
One thing I love about being here is I realized I never want to be that famous because like when Rogan's here,
jeez, I could imagine,
or fucking when Dave Chappelle or those guys, and then like it's insane. Like it's just like, hey, let me talk to blah, 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 like, and people hit me up like, hey, if you see Rogan, it's like, oh, hey, if you go to Iraq, tell hi to Joey. You know Joey? I'm like, It's like
which one, bro?
Rogan's like the S4. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in the same spaces. We go to command, but I just don't talk to S4 or S3 or whatever. You know, he's one of the S code guys. He's like way up there in rank, and I'm like, you know, I'm a platoon commander. You know, that's that. Yeah. Shit.
Or Carlos Mencia.
But we were talking before about just talking about getting out of your comfort zone. You've been doing gigs down in like the San Diego area. I've seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I seen that, dude. How's that?
Fucking one of them Ebo hooked me up with, and another one Mike Vinn hooked me up with. So like Ebo Brewer, we were talking about him last time. Real good fucking funny comic, man. And he's like lives a couple blocks. Another guy, he lives a few blocks from me, dude. And we don't really reach out to each other like we probably should. But he's a hella good guy. And so we went down, did Reds and stuff like that. And then the next night I had to do Ventura, Harbor Comedy Club. So you're talking about a nice stretch. Yeah. So like, which I would love to stay. Because every time I go down to Coronado, shameless plug for Builders West. My buddy Schmitty, he was my first like crew leader in Okinawa. We built this big ass the Wasi seawall, and it's on the back end of a sub base where they do all kinds of cool communication shit. And the base ends right before the wall starts. So it's really cool because I had a chance to go in 96. 97 was my first deployment. My last deployment was 2015, 2016. So I had a chance to like bookends my career on the fucking seawall, you know? Shit. So I had my last, Pete Bonenbacher gave me right out there, and I got a chance to walk up and down the old wall and take all kinds of stupid selfies. Like, hey, man, I remember when spending like hours. I mean, you spent like fucking months pouring concrete, stripping concrete, building forms, blah, blah, blah. But like my first crew leader, Derek Schmitty, lives down in San Diego, and he's the one, like, if you ever see me post pictures and I'm fishing, it's because that guy's like, yeah. So we're out there, and it's like, fuck it. It's really good shit, dude.
Oh, shit.
And then the cool thing is, too, is like, fuck a wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm only saying that because, like, we go all the way to Mexico, but we hop in the water and we go all the way, you know.
Oh, okay. You go around it, yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So, oh, shit. I want to make sure we're not fucking running into somebody else's time really quick.
30 mics.
Okay, cool. Good shit. All right, yeah, we're wrapping about like 10, 15 then. So, but yeah, man. Oh, dude, that was the dude I saw. Did I tell you about the dead body?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dude I saw the dead body with.
When you guys were fishing. Huh?
Fuck. All right, make
Floater.
this really long story short, real quick. We're going through the Coronado Bridge, and you guys already know the story, but I'm telling it for the people listening right now. And I just got done seeing, what was that movie? Fucking Stand By Me a couple days ago.
Nice.
And I'm like, hey, guys, want to see that body? Because I saw something floating, and I thought it was a dead sea lion. No, it was a dead body. For sake of names, I don't know. We'll just call him Bob right now. So the Harbor Patrol comes and gets Bob, and, like, as we're rolling out, dude, they call us, like, hey, man, you good? You okay? I'm like, we're war veterans. We're all right, man. You know? And that was fucking nuts, man.
Was it a full body or just?
It was a dude, just, floating face down, like, and.
Suicide?
Yeah, suicide. Jumped off. He was a jumper. And then, like, what happens, you jump off the bridge, man, you sink all the way to the bottom, and then, the next day you come back up, like, whatever happens. And
or it depends on how you land.
Yeah.
I know down at Brooklyn Bridge, it's like a dart. You'll be stuck in the sand.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And an emergency service like the SWAT unit and scuba has to go down there and rip you out of there.
Get the fuck out.
So you're coming down with such a velocity.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there's
a lot of
man, there's
like dead people down there.
There's a
Could be, yeah.
I think Jim Norton had a bit where it's like everybody jumped. There's like a movie about people that jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, and everybody should get a credit, like a IMDb credit for fucking being in that movie. I don't know, man. It's a hard way to go, and that's it's easy to laugh and stuff like that, and because what else do you do? That's how we cope with it, man. But I'm glad I know I got people to fucking contact. If, so.
Laugh with the sinners.
There you go. Laugh with the sinners.
Right.
Not crying with the saints.
Yeah, man. But San Diego, been good to me. Beautiful city. I'll come back anytime.
It's only an hour and a half away if you're speeding, going 100. That's what I do.
Do you guys know who Mike Vinn is? All right, so check him out. Like, and I'm telling you guys, people listening too. He's a fucking funny comic, dude. He manages the La Jolla Comedy Store. Okay. So if you're ever down there, and he's a Marine.
Okay.
So so like hook it up a Marine Corps homie right there. Follow that
Mike
motherfucker.
Vinn?
Yeah, very very
nice.
funny. Yeah, so like you got Mitch Brewer, Mike Vinn, Ebo, or not Mitch Brewer. yeah, Ebo Brewer, and check those guys out, man.
So is the whole crowd? I know like the LA crowd's different from like down at the South Bay. Is it different tempo and how's the San Diego crowd? Because that's it's a very pro-military crowd down there, and
I like it because it's really really diverse. It depends on how further south you go, because it's weird because like the closer south you get, it's more rednecky. It feels like rednecky is in it's more blue collar, that kind of rednecky. Not rednecky as in racist, but it's more blue collar. And I think a lot of it's because it's people by the base. But north of San Diego, like La Jolla, that's like vacation. That's where the money is.
The wine and cheese crowd.
So So like I will do like I still do the same thing. I just deliver it differently. You know what I mean? Like it's still it's just I set the.
It's all on delivery, right?
Yeah. I set the formula different. Like. I don't know. I learned you just kind of learn how to do shit, and I think the thing is too is just like in comedy, it's just like becoming a civilian, or when you first go in the military, you're trying to figure out who you are as in the military, and then you're like and then you develop, you evolve like you did. You know what I'm saying? And in the law enforcement, you were the guy who did it. Now you're the guy who's saying, "Hey, this is how you do it. Right. This is how you get it done." And then before you know it, you'll be the guy that's like. These motherfuckers have no clue how it is.
You become the guy that's just done.
So easy, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Got anything you want to plug? Anything like the Armbar podcast?
Armbar podcast, man. Where this weekend we have Shane Warreiner, Bellator fighter.
Nice,
so that'll be whoever's listening, whenever this is edited, that'll be tomorrow, April 27th. He's a Marine. He served with 5th Marines.
Hoorah.
I think he has 2. He got shot in Afghanistan and Iraq. And he's fucking fighting in Bellator, man.
What a pussy. No, dude, this guy's bad motherfucker, man.
Dude, so this guy's putting it down. So, we're just going to hear his story tomorrow. So listen to the Armbar podcast. And just thank you for the support, brother. Appreciate that, man. Just trying to put the word out there.
Fuck
gospel.
Yeah. Nako, you got anything coming up?
No.
He's like, no, I'm security.
You don't want to come to my appearances.
Yeah, right.
I only make court appearances.
He's like, that's it.
If you see Nako, he's either kicking down your door with a barrel down your face, man.
Oh, shit. And smile on the camera right there.
Smile
this
the camera.
Is the guy.
wait for the muzzle flash.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite memes back. Somebody put that. Did you see that?
Yep.
Like, it's
smile. Wait for the muzzle flash.
It's like on a
50 cal turret.
Yep.
And the shield, it has smile. Wait for the muzzle flash.
Smile. Wait for flash.
No, the only thing I would say is just on a serious tip. You're talking about suicide and problems and all that. Don't take any days for granted. We all have issues, and anything could happen. We could be driving down La Cienega going home, and we get fucking taken out by a Mack truck, and someone out there that's listening to us could say, "Hey, I should have given those guys a call. I should have hung out that day. I should have did this. I should have did that." Or every day's a gift, and don't take anything for granted. So take advantage of the time while you can, because the next week might not happen. Yeah. So make that phone call to that friend you haven't heard in a while. Reach out to that parent or brother that's estranged. Settle that beef. Be the bigger person, and keep moving forward.
Yep. Don't hold grudges, man. Grudges.
Yeah, it's
grudges
not
are the worst, man. Yep.
If you still got a grandma or grandpa, talk to them.
I saw something today. It was a Medal of Honor recipient, Dakota Meyer, and he was talking about. Somebody asked him, "What would you say to somebody who has cancer?" And he was just like, "Well, what I'll say, just say fuck it, live it." Like you have cancer, you're diagnosed with cancer, but tomorrow you could be hit with a Mack truck. Live it. Don't sit there and dwell on it. Live it. Fight it to the end. It's the same thing with anything. You're going through a custody battle. Don't sit there, mope and grope. Fight for your son or daughter. Anything. Just my mother's dying. Oh, what am I gonna do? Boo hoo hoo. No, be there. Be there with her every second, every last minute. Fight it with her, because like Nako said, you never know. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. So I think most of us who serve had bullets fly over our heads. We know how close that could be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, and when you say that, I can hear them.
Yep.
That snap. Like, that goes by your head.
Sounds like sizzling bacon real quick.
Or just anything.
Yeah, just anything, yeah.
Cancer. I had a cousin take it out, found out he had cancer. A month later, he was gone. Doing marathons and all that. You just don't know. So you have that inkling. Hey, I think I'd be good at stand-up. Hit the open mic.
Well, that thing is, too. Right. No, I'm glad you said it, too. My boy, Ryan Talmo, we call him Belly Jesus. He had cancer. He just put a comedy album out called My Lymphoma. Check it out, guys. No, and then, but yeah, that was the thing too. He fucking lived like he's like fuck cancer, and he beat it, which that optimism and all that other stuff, and
PMA.
So hell yeah, dude.
I mean, sometimes people like I'm not gonna lie. I just lost my aunt in January, and I could sit here and be like, well, fuck PMA, that shit doesn't work. She fought, and it still took her. Sometimes that is life.
Yeah, but you're gonna live those last days bitter.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people think that because I have talked to people like that. Well, why are you so, that's fucked up. It took her, she was young, and you can't sit here bitter. Even if it's happening to you, you can't sit there bitter. I lost a friend. There's a lot of regrets I had not texting him, telling him to come to the reunions. But what good is that gonna do me?
No, I got a buddy of mine, same thing. Yeah, fucking Eric Swinehart, dude, good friend of mine I grew up with, killed himself. And the thing is, like, he got sober, and that for a long time. Like, I don't want to say I'm not sober because I really don't get fucked up. But I didn't drink. I didn't do anything. I didn't smoke cigarettes and everything. I was pretty much straight edge the last half of my career, and on purpose, because like I didn't want to get in trouble. And he was like the person that we're talking a lot about sobriety and all that other stuff, which I'm a very big advocate. Like, if you have problems in your life, stay sober. But deal with your shit before you go back to it. Like, alcohol and emotions is like heavy machinery and fucking liquor. You know what I mean? That's like that's it. You need
that clarity to make proper decisions.
But yeah, man,
good stuff.
Fuck yeah. All right, so now we made everybody cry.
I was like, oh, shit.
Now I want to go listen to like "Reach for the Sky," that fucking Social D song.
Oh yeah.
Because tomorrow may never come.
Like, nice.
Fuck yeah, nice guy. A lot of people. I was playing cornhole with his grandkids at the because we had Social D was one of the bands.
No shit.
Yeah, dude, and it's just like, holy shit, this is so cool. I'm hanging out with these guys in Green Day, and I'm like, we're in the back. What the fuck? This is where I'm at. And so yeah,
man, you living the life, bro.
God, dude,
shit.
It's hard to believe it.
You got to remind him.
I know, we got to remind him. Shit.
All right.
Absolute.
Microphone in my hand keeps the gun out of my mouth.
There you
Let's
go,
just
bro.
put it that way.
There you go, bro.
You took that chance and you're making it happen. So
that's what you need to make a poster like that, bro.
What's that? Dude,
microphone in my hand keeps my gun away.
I posted that on Facebook. Here's a funny story.
Don't tell me somebody fucking.
Oh, dude, it went whole backwards.
Oh,
are you okay, man? You good? I'm like, no. It's a positive thing. I got a good outlook. And then Chaps came by. This is fucking. I swear to Christ, dude. Fucking next day, Chaps comes by. He's like, hey, SW. That's my rank. Hey, SW1, are you okay? And I'm like, look, man. This is right after my boy Sean Mallett killed himself. It's like, yeah, man, don't worry, I'm not going to hang myself. That means one more person has to let me down. And he just looked at me like, I shouldn't laugh. That was good, though.
The chappy, huh?
Good old Chaps. All right, well, anything else, man? We're going to fucking cut it. These guys, or as our homie would say, we're going to knock it on the head.
Knock it on the head.
We're going to knock it on the head. We'll see it. We'll text Jonesy and be like, can we fucking put problems at the end of this? Or that song, that fucking Sex Pistols. Yep. Problems.
With Johnny Rottenberger.
And fucking. Oh, shit. All right, well, I guess we'll cut it. Hey, for all those I followed, thanks for making me a better leader. For all those I've led, thanks for making me a better person. Tune in to the Iron Bar podcast, of course, and Civilianization. And don't tune into this guy because that means you're fucked. And we're out.
Out.
Hoorah. Good shit, man.
Good shit, bro. Thank you.
Hell yeah, thank you. Now, yeah, man. I'm glad you got on the fucking. I don't know if he cut me off or not. But